Welcome back to Becky, Amio Horse Training. I found another bonus clip from my ride from about a week ago. I wanted to share with you guys why it's not your bit. Hopefully by this point you've had a chance to watch the other videos in this series, so this one will make more sense. I decided to practice my first barrel approach again. I take my right lead, set him up, and turn, and we have this huge blowout off the backside. So what happened? Let's watch it in slow motion again and really pick it apart. There really isn't anything wrong with the approach, but it all begins to fall apart when he drops his right lead behind. We see in this frame the crossfire happen. When he becomes disunited behind, he swaps his legs and the hind left tries to compensate and come up underneath him to drive off. In this next stride, we see in this frame he tries to push off, but he's lost all of his power with his hind right when it's hung out to dry out behind. In the next frame, he really hollows out, elevates his head and neck, and he is all out of collection and he's lost his balance. He can't hold the turn. This is basic form dysfunction. If he isn't using the inside hind properly, he cannot collect, hold his bend, hold his turn, and drive out. As soon as his footwork is incorrect, he loses his balance, his bend, and can't possibly follow his nose. His only option is to blow off the backside of this turn to maintain some sort of balance so we don't all go down with the ship. Now I want to address my horsemanship. Take a look at this freeze frame. Not only can we see how hard I'm leaning to the inside, but my elbow is pulling out like a chicken wing. Shooter not only has to compensate for my weight leaning as hard as I am, but that's not how the bit works. And this is a terrible habit I have, pulling on my rein like this. So I try to regain my composure and figure out what went wrong. At the time, I thought it was all because of how I took my elbow out on the backside of the turn, but that was only part of the equation. We see right here, he follows his nose no problem and sticks that right hind into the ground. So I went back to my turn and circled it at a trot and corrected my horsemanship before moving on and playing game over. I knew he was getting tired, and I knew it was getting close to time to call it quits with him. He was being very tolerant up to this point. Once I went back and I watched the playback of my video, I saw that it was the footwork that set off the chain of events. And this is why it's not your bit. We have to focus on getting the footwork correct first. This video completes my series on Footwork First. I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.